David Rubio is head of editorial at Pets International. David, good to see you. Well, who can blame these guys? Cats and dogs never answer you back, unlike my 4-year-old. What do you think the main drivers are behind this huge growth?
Well, good afternoon. I believe one of the main growths is the increase of people that they want to have a pet. So we have a lot of pet parents that are born in the 90s, which means that they want to have their pets as a companion animal, but also as a member of the family. So I think this humanization of the pet industry is really playing an important role in this booming that we saw during the pandemic, and that is continuing during this year as well. People want to have pets, they want to be part of the family, and they are also spending. Actually, the expenditure in China, for example, in 2021, it was about $300 per month, and now it goes to, or it's gonna go until 400 or 500. So we see how pet parents are increasing also the expenditure to kind of pamper their furry friends and also to be there as a member of the family.
And do you really think that the pandemic lockdowns were really such a big driver for this?
Yes, they were. People was at home. They couldn't go anywhere. They wanted to have someone to also have a bit of fun. So that's why pet ownership increased and raised the levels. We are seeing that post-pandemic, some trends are going a bit down. Like, for example, having big animals is not something in some countries that is happening that frequently. People want to have more small animals that they can fit in urban areas or in small flats. But certainly the pandemic was a point of inflection for the industry, and now we can see that the industry is really mature in China, but also elsewhere in the world, and the pet population is rising, and the forecast, as you were mentioning before, it's very optimistic about how the industry is going to be performing until 2030 and beyond.
I mean, the figures are staggering, aren't they? China's pet industry valued at around $39 billion last year. How does China compare to the global pet industry? Is this just China, or is the world seeing this?
Well, I think China is playing an important part. Actually, by 2030 is going to represent more or less 10% of the whole pet industry. So it's a very important player. And I think China has a lot of potential when it comes to online. We need to take into consideration that about 7 out of 10 purchases of pet supplies in China are done online. And I think this is going to be it's the future, it's the present already in China, and a lot of countries are looking how China is doing in that front to also see how online can play an important role in that. Alibaba and there are other players in China are also incrementing a lot the portfolio of pet products, because parents, they prefer to buy there. They want to see the products and even do live shopping videos about each of the products. So China is really becoming an important place, an important industry to look from the other countries in the world when it comes precisely to that.
It is worth saying, of course, lots of things came and went during and after the pandemic. They fell out of fashion. I mean, what's your expectation? Do you see this growing in China and the rest of the world?
Well, we at Pets International, we are kind of looking daily on all the developments, and we really see that this increase is going to be continually happening. Maybe there will be some more increase in the pet food, but not in the traditional pet food, but more targeted to the health of the cats and dogs. For example, organic food, insect-based food, or even lab-grown meat, so alternative to meat as well. It's something that is going to be picking up in the near future, and also a lot of accessories as well, mainly luxury. And another big part of the pet industry that it's going very well also, especially in the Asia-Pacific region, are the services, grooming, and also a lot of services that they can get, even hotels where your pet can stay where you are on holiday, or even, as you were mentioning before, traveling with your pet. This is something very recurrent, and more pet parents in China and everywhere in the world are taking their pets with them on holiday.
David, good to talk to you. Thank you for that. David Palacios Rubio, the head of editorial at Pets International.